Rick, you ready?
I'm ready. What are we talking about?
Well, you're going to start us off, and the title is "Want to be Free?" Question mark. Work on being free from yourself.
Oh man. Well, I think everybody's had the experience of being our own worst enemy, right? If we work on something and we continually criticize our performance, continually criticize the way uh, work isn't getting done, you procrastinate, you blame yourself, you create all of this inner turmoil. When outside in the reality is none of that matters. None of that matters except the way to cure the problem is to work on yourself, right? To make sure that you look at yourself and see what your obstacles are and try to get past them as best you can. And I think we've talked about this many times. The way you do that is through my judgment, exercise, meditation, sleep, working on your nutrition for the physical aspect, and then for the calming, self-reflective aspect. I think what we need to do is to stop and just contemplate what it is that's going on in your life that's causing those issues. And most of the time, it's an expectation of yourself that's unrealistic. It's an expectation that you have to be a certain way, and you don't. You have to do whatever is required of you, but you don't have to do it in a way where your mind is telling you it has to be done in this particular way at this particular level. I don't know. What do you think? How do you solve your problems when you're getting hassled by yourself over what you're doing?
Yeah, Rick, I totally agree everything that you said. It's you. When I think about if I want to be free, I just keep coming back to the first order of business is like if you want to be free, there's only one person can free you in this for a in a sustained way, and that's me. Like I'm the one who's being bothered by me ordering food at a restaurant and the food not coming out the way that I ordered. I'm the one that's losing my mind over that. If I'm in traffic and I'm rushing, trying to get somewhere and people aren't driving the way that I think, I'm the one who's doing that. So if I want to be free, I have to be free of myself. I have to be free of that impulse to react that way. If when people say my husband's not doing this or my wife is not doing it, no, 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 start over, start over. Like it begins and ends with you. Like you said with the expectations, what's causing you the suffering is you have an expectation of your spouse being a certain way.
Yeah.
So like want to be free of your spouse's behavior is not changing your spouse. It's letting go of the expectation. It's letting is and then you go even further than that. It's letting go of the need for them to be a certain way for you to be okay inside. I mean, cut all the middleman out, and then you'll be fine. Like everything with that. When I got to that way on the pickleball court, that I needed my partner to be a certain way, or I needed something else. If this is my partner, what's my primary job? To work on being a better partner with whoever shows up. Like the same thing. And I'm trying to apply that everywhere I go. And just really trying to be free inside Rick so I can have that inner peace. And that means being free of myself. And I keep the main thing, which is working on me. Why don't you close us out on this one, Rick?
I couldn't say it any better, Keith. I think you're right on the money. All of our suffering comes from the desire of other people, of other circumstances, of life in general, to meet everything that we want. We suffer because of our desire to want things to be a certain way. And if we can control our attitude about whatever comes our way, so that no matter what comes, it's all okay, that's a pretty high functioning person who can do that.
Uh,
Uh, very, very tough, but that's where the true inner peace comes from.
right. It's like you said, Rick, it's simple, but it's hard to do,
Hard
so,
to do.
so you have to work on it. And you start with something small. I mean, the weather is an easy one. Like really, you want it to be cooler in the summertime in Arizona, but it's not. so so you let go of needing it to be cool.
That's right.
You don't let go of I need a second home somewhere where it's cooler. You can do that, but that's the problem is still in you. Like if you're in Arizona, you make the most of being in Arizona in the summertime. If you're in rainy Seattle and you want it to be sunshine out, you work on accepting rainy Seattle. Like it's in you. It's not Seattle isn't a problem. You arguing with reality. No. Your spouse isn't the problem. No. If they're not like physically abusing you, and that's a different matter, if that's not happening, but they're just not talking to you the way you want to be talked to. they're not listening to you the way that you want to be listened to, why do you need them to? Why? Like go back to this thing inside called need. You want to be free, you want to be peace, let go of need.
Mm.
Let go of that. And
That's beautiful. That's right on the money, Keith.
and you will be free. You will be free. I love you, Rick.